Hey guys, how's it going today? Well, I don't know if you can see behind me there, but yesterday at around 5 o'clock, I went to go do some stuff on the gaming computer, and a pop-up came up and said, hey, we need to restart your computer to install the latest version of Windows, 24H2. I talked about this before and how much I hate 24H2. So I hit restart. And it's been like this since like 5:30, 6 o'clock last night. This is all I'm seeing. I don't know what the heck it's doing. I might have to re-image my gaming computer because Windows sucks. I'm just gonna give her the one finger salute here. We're just gonna go ahead and power this thing right off, turn it back on, and hope it boots. Or otherwise, we are completely screwed. Well, not really, I can just reinstall Windows, but... Oh, for frig's sakes. Why can't Microsoft make a good product? I'm telling you, if Ubuntu Gaming was better, I'd probably just go that route. Here's hoping it boots back in. Attempting installation and then instant reboot. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Come on. Come on, do the thing. Do the thing where you show me my background. Come on. I believe in you, Acer Nitro loser suck face. You can do this. Okay, it's working on updates. Maybe it just didn't get the restart option. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, this is what my freaking work laptop was doing. We talked about this on video. There was a comment made by someone that they had no problems installing it on their personal computer, but their work laptop wouldn't work, and they were running a T15, a Lenovo T15 for the work laptop. My work laptop is an old Lenovo T14 Generation 2 with a 11th generation i5. They had a T15 with a 12th generation i7, I think, and they said that their work laptop wouldn't take 24H2, and they fought with it and fought with it and fought with it, and then just finally gave up. I didn't fight with my work laptop. I just gave up. I'm waiting for we're generating a Windows 11 image preloaded with 24H2, and once that comes out, I'm just going to re-image my work laptop because there's nothing on the hard drive that I need. Everything's stored in cloud storage through OneDrive. All my personal documents. The only thing I really need to reinstall is any software I have, which I have all the executables for that stored on OneDrive because we have a massive OneDrive storage cloud through work. So that'll basically take me like maybe a half an hour to re-image and then freaking 15 minutes to reinstall my software needed. So not a big deal, not a big deal at all. But yeah, it's something I really don't want to do. Anyway, this thing here is still doing its reboot cycle. It says it's going to reboot a bunch of times while doing this, so... Oh, God, I hope this works, because I really don't want to have to set up my gaming setup. Oh, man. I installed a lot of programs on here, got the VR... What the shit? Why is virtual desktop loading? Why is that loading? We're not even in Windows and virtual desktop streamers up. This is what I use instead of Steam VR now to play my VR games because it's just a lot quicker. This was actually suggested by another individual on YouTube instead of using Steam VR to use virtual desktop streamer because it's quicker, and I can 100,000% tell you it's valid. So I should point out that it's like 5 a.m. right now. Okay, I lied. It's 4:43 a.m. Right and early in the morning. I haven't been down to the gym yet. By the gym, I mean my living room. I just literally woke up, came in here, saw this, and was like, all right, well, might as well catch it on video if it bricks, because that'll give me something to do tonight, as in reinstall everything and get this computer back up and running. So even though I dropped that video a while ago about streaming on Twitch versus YouTube, I have tried some Twitch streaming, and I don't know, it's different. It's different than YouTube streaming, because YouTube, you got to like set up your environment and then link your streamer to it and go from there. But with Twitch, all you do is you hit start streaming and it starts streaming. And if you always play the same game, then you don't really have to change much in the streamer setup. You just got to go. And oh guys, we have success. I've been enjoying the Twitch streaming, but I'm probably still gonna do both YouTube and Twitch. However, this little keyboard with no numpad is really weird, but it's good for this little desk because it gives me more mouse room to play. And usually when I'm gaming, I move it over here so I can get all this mouse room over here to really whip the mouse around, right? But when I'm typing, I need it more into the center because I actually took typing in like high school, and having my hands off to the side is really really weird, really not good. If you're wondering what this is for, this is an old tablet. You can see my face in it. Hi guys. This is an old tablet that I've had. It's a Samsung A8, slow as frig. I want to set up a soundboard on it for streaming and then somehow route it into the line in on my computer so that I can play like fart sounds and stuff on stream and stuff when things happen. Kind of like a cheap poor man's Stream Deck, because I wanted to buy a Stream Deck, but they're never in stock around here. Yeah, I know, I could just go on Amazon and buy one, but all right, so virtual desktop streamer is up and running. And we are now running 24H2. Okay, we have 24H2, but for some reason my other two monitors are not turning on. Why come? Why come not seeing my other two monitors? Like, that should be on and that should be on, but only this one's on, and I do not know why. Okay, I gotta wait for everything to load here. Crying out loud, stop loading stuff. Frig off, EA. Frig off, Kingdom Come. Why is Crosshair X loading? This is a great program, by the way. If you're an FPSer and you play games without a crosshair, you can get this cool little overlay, but I don't need that right now. What I need to know is, why the shit is my other two monitors not being detected? More problems to resolve. Why come 24H2 bricked my monitors? Okay, I'm just gonna close that out. Okay, it won't let me. Fun. Okay, why is Steam nonstop jumping up in the air? Display settings. It only detects one monitor. That's fun. Well, that's annoying. Blarg! All right, just as I turned off the camera and I said that's annoying, all of a sudden stuff started happening and monitors are queuing up. All right, we're good. Computer is a computer once again. Nice. I was getting nervous there. Windows lock. Cool. Anywho, bloke's brother-in-law sent me a hard drive to look over. Basically, it's an external hard drive. You guys might remember when I was down there, I want to say, I think it was September long weekend, the Labor Day weekend when I went down to visit bloke. His brother-in-law dropped off a hard drive for me to look at. Basically, it's doing click death. So it's one of those big drives in the big external cases. And he asked me to look it over because I tried to stick it in my toaster. You're probably wondering what the frig a toaster is. This is a toaster. It takes 3.5 and 2.5 inch drives, not NVMe or anything. It's an older toaster. And then you plug it into your USB port and give it some external power, and you can literally examine the contents of any drive out there that has no enclosure. So I stuck it in there and it was still click deathing. So he asked me if I could take a look at it and find out why. And after a closer examination of why, I questioned if the drive was running and fell over, because after examining the drive, it seems that the iron oxide plates have skid marks on them. Basically, the way a hard drive works is you have a read head. This is for anybody who's not technically savvy. I know a lot of my audience is, but for anybody who isn't, basically an old platter drive has like a record player, a needle on it that goes and reads the dips in the iron oxide on the platter, and it literally hovers like microns away from the platter. If a drive is running and it is bumped aggressively, the head could come down and touch the drive, and because it's spinning at like 5400 to 7200, some of them out there are like 10,000 RPMs, it could come in contact with the platter and actually shave it. And this is what it looks like the drive did. So I know you're probably saying, Adam, you took apart a hard drive and without using a positive environment zone, like a white booth or something. You know what? For the amount of time it was taken apart, it's not going to hurt anything. It's not going to hurt anything. Guys, seriously, drives aren't that delicate. They're not like friggin' little princesses. The amount of times I've taken apart a drive in a non-white room environment and fixed it is amazing. Like some of them, the heads just get stuck, and I was hoping that was the case here, that the head was just binding. And if it was and I got it reading again, my objective was to copy the data off of it onto a new drive and then go from there. But that is not the option right now, because if the physical platters get damaged, there's only one way to recover it, and that is to move the physical platters to a new platter zone. There's like special, that's where you need the white room, the data recovery team, because they have the tools to actually take this thing apart and recover the data. I don't have those tools because they're very expensive, and that's not my forte. This is the reason why, if you're going to be storing data on drives, it's recommended to have backups. Especially if it's stuff you want to keep forever. If it's stuff you don't care about, then who cares, right? If it blows away, then it blows away. But it sounds like this is like pictures that he's had since forever, and I don't think I'm going to be able to help him recover this information. I'm pretty sure this is beyond my capabilities because of the technology needed to do it and that I don't have. Yeah. Any hoozle. Today is a work day. It's Monday. Back to work. We have to go fix we'll re-image a bunch of computers. I don't know if I told you guys this, but we sped up the process a lot by setting up a Windows 2022 server with WDS MDT so that we can deploy the image through the network versus using pen drives. So now we're able to bang out like a lot of computers an hour versus 20 because we only had 20 pen drives. So we basically increased our uptick, increased our performance, and in the end it caused an increase in steps because every computer we re-image we have to take down to the mailroom to get it out back to the client who sent it in. However, this might speed up the project and I might be able to get back to my schedule as normal. You probably noticed that there hasn't been commenting on comments over the past month, and that's because on the weekends I really don't feel like doing much because I am so friggin' wiped out. That, and I haven't been putting up any extra content on the channel, just the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because I just don't really have the time to make extra content, but that's all right. At least I'm sticking to my regularly scheduled program of Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Now, one thing I can work on is my weight loss, which I have been working on by not consuming junk food and staying away from bad foods in general and just monitoring my calorie intake versus my calorie exhaust. And I'm hoping to hit my goal before Warriors weekend. One thing I'm happy about is the Acer Nitro Suckface is back up and running, so that is cool. That is awesome. That is great. That makes me happy. Hey guys, how's it going? Work's over. Shift's done. I'm home. I was debating on going outside and clearing the driveway, but seeing how it's not going to end snowing until like 9 o'clock tomorrow, I decided, you know what? Screw that noise. I'm just not going to bother because, would you not? Would you not? She's such a loud cat. I've never had a female cat before, but man, they are a pain in the ass. Male cats, no problem. You know, they're lazy, they lay on you, they're snuggly and stuff. This thing here, nothing but meows. Anyway, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it's snowing out there like a son of a goof, and it's not gonna let up. So I don't see the point in shoveling the driveway because, oh my God, she just like steps in front of me and stops. I'm telling you, man, this cat's annoying. Luckily she's cute, otherwise she'd be gone. But yeah, today was another eventful day at work. At the rate we're going, hopefully I should be back to my old routine by like mid-March. 2 weeks to do all those computers. Are you freaking kidding me? That ain't gonna happen. Even with the PXE server up and running, we're still limited by network drops, so it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen in the timeline they want. And they've accepted that. They realized that, you know, they didn't give us enough resources to get the job done and just told us, get them done when you get them done, because that's what they want, so that's fine. So luckily the Acer booted back up, no problem with 24H2. I hope there's no problems. I haven't really thoroughly tested anything yet, but I guess we'll find out. And today's video that came live was talking about video cards, and there was a lot of comments made about I wouldn't bother buying NVIDIA anymore. And it's true. Like if you look about NVIDIA's past, like when I had the NVIDIA 960 GTX or GTX 960, you know, it was a good card for its time in 2015. No, 2015 is when I bought it for the XPS 8300, but it ended up going into the CyberPower because the 380 AMD card that was in there was a DOA, so I just threw the 960 in there. And it was a great card. It did everything I wanted it to. It was awesome. It struggled in some areas, and then I ended up upgrading it to the 1070. And obviously I wasn't going up, like I went up a generation and a tier. You know, I went from, I don't even know what the friggin' 960 was, if it was a 4 gig or an 8 gig card. I think it was only a 4 gig card. I could be wrong on that. But then I went up to the, I'm pretty sure it was a 4 gig card, because then when they came up with the 1060, it was an 8 gig. No, they had a 6 gig, a 3 gig model. I think they even had a 12 gig model out there. I could be wrong on that too. But I know it was like only a 4 gig card. And then I went to the 1078 gig card and ran that in the XPS, in the CyberPower PC until I thought the power supply blew, and it turned out it wasn't the power supply. Later on, after I went out and bought the Acer Nitro Suckface, I discovered, no, everything was fine with that computer. It was the power switch on the Corsair freaking case that broke. It was no longer working, and I ended up shorting the power on pins on the main board, and they worked. So I just got a switch, attached some leads to it, and attached it to the guy, and it was working again. So now I don't know what to do with that old computer. 6700 quad core 8 thread with a 1070 in it and 16 gigs of RAM. It's like, what do you do with that? Can it game? Sure, it can game. It can play a lot of games. Do I want to use it? No. I got the Acer Nitro Suckface. It's got a 4060, 8 gigs. It's got a 13400 Intel card, or freaking processor. 16 cores. Some of them are real, some of them are fake. Doesn't matter. It's got them. So yeah, or 16 threads, I should say, because it's not 16 cores. I don't think it's 16 cores. Pretty sure it's just 16 threads. It's like 4 performance cores and then 6 efficient cores and something like that. I don't know. I don't really care about the specs. When they start doing performance and efficient core bullshit, to me that sounds like a cop-out. I hope AMD doesn't go that route, but I have a feeling they're going to go that route too, because it just seems to be the way one person does it and then the other one follows suit. Just make them all performance cores. Frig it, right? Just consume the power. Who cares? But anyway. So yeah, I don't know what to do with that old rig. And we were talking about video card upgrades, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to get a 4070 super clock and call it a day. And you guys are right. Don't waste your money on that right now, especially because I don't know what the hell happened, man. The 5080 and 5090 came out at Best Try, and the moment they launched, they were gone. And then literally, I think people were just looking to blow money because they also bought the 4070s and the 4070 Ti's off the shelf too. So it's like, what the hell? Why'd that happen? Oh, probably because they heard the 5070 is literally 8% faster in rasterizing. So if you don't have a game that supports DLSS 4.0 and you're just running rasterized graphics, you're going to get a whopping 8% increase in frames and performance. But a lot of people are going to want that 5070 for other reasons. Oh, not that. Holy, I think I shit my pants. They're going to want it for AI and deep learning. Same with the 5080 and the 5090 especially, because the 5090 has all that VRAM. And when you're doing some machine learning and model training and all that, holy, VRAM comes up clutch. You cannot have enough VRAM. If I had the ability to add more VRAM to my 3070, and yes, I know it's physically possible to do it. I saw that video too, guys, where somebody took a 3070 and installed 16 gigs instead of 8 gigs of GDDR6 to it, and it worked. He got it to work. But I'm not about to risk my card over an experiment like that, because A, I don't want to brick my card by screwing something up, and B, I don't have the soldering skills and or the stuff this guy had to do the job. So yeah, my best bet is for the Acer Nitro Suckface. I'm thinking the 9070. I'm thinking Team Red. I'm thinking of ditching Team Green. I was going to go Team Blue. Like if Team Blue dropped a card like the Battle Mage 980 or something like that, that was a mid-range contender. Because apparently the 580 can destroy a 4060 Ti and a 4060, but it falls a little bit shy of a 4070 territory. If they make a higher end card like the 780 or the 980 or something like that, I could give Team Blue a try. I would be willing to give Intel a try if they attempted to go for a mid-range card, not a bottom of the barrel beater. Now AMD with this new Navi 4 setup and this friggin' RDNA 4 or XDNA or whatever the hell they're gonna call it now, I'm really interested to see how that's gonna perform, because right now it's all theoretical benchmarks. Nobody knows what it's gonna do. I know the XT card I saw came with 3 freaking 8-pin adapter ports on the side. I'm like, holy crap, how much jam does this thing suck? Like, I'm not too worried. The Acer Nitro Suckface has that big 850 watt power supply in it, so if the card's thirsty, let it drink. But still, it's like, if you're consuming that many friggin' watts per hour, you better be throwing that many frames per second. Just saying. You better not be thirsty for power and not provide. I don't expect it to be a 5080 or 5090 killer, but I expect it to at least lay the beats to a 5070 and keep up with a 5080 if it doesn't fall, even if it falls a little short. You know, it'd be nice to see Team Red come out with something really, really freaking good. But it's been so long since I've had an AMD gaming card. The last one I used was the RDNA 2 in the little Sur 7, Sur 8, whatever the frig that little mini PC is that I bought last year, that I used for my gaming setup until I bought the Acer Nitro Suckface, because I wanted to get back into gaming. So I set that thing up on the 3-monitor setup in the corner, install Rust on it, and I was able to get like 45 frames per second at high quality. And I was like, wow, this is actually pretty neat. This is running on an integrated GPU and it's putting out this kind of performance. Like, man, AMD is doing something right. So every time I think about the 9070, I just remind myself about that little mini Nook PC and what it did then. So if it was able to perform then, it should be able to perform even better now with a lot more core count and or CUs, whatever. I'm just wondering how OBS will work with it, because I use the NVENC encoder in OBS instead of doing software encoding to get sharper images and cleaner, more compressed video feed out. You can use software, it pushes the processor harder, but if you use NVENC, it takes away from the processor and pushes the video card harder. And I don't have much overhead on that 4060 to begin with, so pushing that video card harder will cause some frames. And I notice it when I'm not streaming and playing a game versus streaming and playing a game. I notice the frames dip. But as long as I'm getting over 30 per second, that's good enough, good stuff. All right, until next time, guys, I'm calling it here. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, like button, questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. And until next time, guys, live it to win it. Peace the frig out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.